When Synchronicity came out, people didn't have the best opinion of it. It was alright, not a bad song by any means, but it didn't stand out either. The short version seemed a bit generic, and the full version seemed a bit disjointed. And if you ask someone to sing any part other than the chorus off the top of their head, well, you'd have a hard time finding someone who could. Overall, it was seen as kind of a forgettable mess. But fear not, Unicorn fans, for I am not here to slander the song. I believe that Synchronicity has some hidden details that make it deeper than people realize at a first glance, and it actually has to do with some of the criticisms I brought up. Let's start with the definition of synchronicity. Believe it or not, it's a real word, and it means a group of things becoming in sync basically due to coincidence. A group of things that came together by chance. And, well, if that doesn't describe Unicorn perfectly, I don't know what does. 3 different styles coming together to form a different unit. But, this is also reflected in the song itself. Remember how people said it was disjointed? Well, that's probably because the second verse changes up the melody to mix things up, even though the melody hadn't really been established yet. But this does give it the feeling that it was stitched together by 3 people and the AI that kidnapped them. And the fact that their first song is kind of generic and they get more unique over time tells the story of a unit slowly finding their identity. And it makes sense too. With all those different styles culminating in a single unit, the song would struggle showing a single clear image, so of course they'd play it safe with the first one and go for what is objectively popular, giving it a generic feel. And if you really want to get over analytical, their synergy as a unit gets better throughout the song. In the first verse, Lumina says a line, then Michiru says a line, then Hayakoko shares a line. This is cause they're all pretty much strangers to each other, with the exception of Hayate and Kokoa, which is why they each get half of the same line. Even in the first chorus, Lumina is singing, and then Hayakoko sings, and then Michiru sings. Towards the very end, however, the whole unit is in sync enough to finish each other's sentences like Hayakoko did in the beginning. After that, the last chorus is sung all together. And, as a plus, Hayakoko sings together throughout the whole thing because, well, they're Hayakoko. So, the flaws and features in this song can be chalked up to the lore behind it. And you know what? That's more than what can be said for 24. Spoilers for Side Origin Photon, by the way. In this story, Photon says we gotta be more aggressive, we gotta fight Piki on their own terms, bringing our world to the audience rather than bringing the audience into our world. However, instead of something super flashy, we got Photon Flirt, which, I'm not complaining about. But in terms of lore accuracy, well, Synchronicity does it better. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk about reading too much into Synchronicity.